take off my mask for me. Take off your mask for me. We are one, the found, yeah, the found. Walk me through the darkness. That's where you shine the light. I'm here, the found.
Hey y'all. My name is Ashley-Nicole Phillips, and you are tuned in to a Kingdom Things Podcast weekly review. Within Kingdom Things Podcast, I channel energies and messages from our Akashic record, or the oneness of all things, or my soul, or you, because we're truly all one, in order to assist humanity through this rapid evolution, rapid expansion of our consciousness that we're currently undergoing. I am the biblically prophesied Messiah. Full circle moment, alert, alert. So are you. Why, Ashley? What I have in me, you have in you. What you have in you, I have in me. We are dimensions, authentic frequencies, unique vibrations within the oneness of all things, commonly termed as God, here in our reality, in our realm of creation known as planet Earth. Like I said, we're all awakening rapidly into greater perception, to greater conscious awareness of the self, and how we're all connected, how we're all one. Within Kingdom Things Podcast, again, I channel energies and the messages from the Akashic Record, soul, the oneness of all things, the self, my soul, in order to assist with our rapid evolution of our consciousness. We have the Kingdom Things Podcast lecture styles, where I'm in front of the camera and I'm channeling transcendentally, or with my eyes open, speaking what spirit puts on my heart, what spirit is transmitting through me, transmitting energies and words to help grow and evolve our human nature into our dharmic purpose. What is the human's dharmic purpose? Our dharmic purpose is to be the infinite potentials in the physical. So infinite dimensions of darkness and light, or left and right, or yin and yang, in order to be able to alchemize, transmute, evolve, and grow into limitless possibilities. The divine, the oneness of all things, the most high white light creator energy, Shekinah, Elohim, wants to perceive, wants to see, wants to learn from, wants to glean from. What do we create? We are Elohim, we are Shekinah, we are the most high white light creator energy. We want to learn from ourselves. What do we create with limitless possibilities in our tangible reality? Subscribe to the Kingdom Things Podcast. Elohim, the oneness of all things, the most high white light creator energy, wants to perceive. What do we create with being activated, turned on? DNA activation, genome activation. Consciousness evolution is synonymous with our genome activation. What do we create with evolving into widened scope perception of the self? We are actually set in this gestational phase of the makings of us. We're truly always in gestation. We're always in the makings of us. We are set to evolve into a 44% DNA activity human being, which is forecasted to be reached within 1 million years. Which brings me to the Kingdom Things Podcast 2033 prophecy. By the year 2033, we will be in a state of consciousness evolution, genome activation, to understand that we are a human culture of planet Earth with no disease. We are a human culture of planet Earth with no death. We are the human culture we are a human culture of planet Earth with no famine, no war, no poverty, world peace. As death, disease, famine, poverty, war were all dimensions, creations of our amnesiatic gestational phase, where we became dissonant to the self. And that's what this Kingdom Things Podcast weekly review is about. We're using a clip from the audio style. So I have the Kingdom Things Podcast audio style editions, where I'm living life and the soul's like, hey, channel this, and record it in the phone, and channel this for the podcast. I amalgamate clips, and there's the audio style Kingdom Things Podcast. Those are all channeled as well. All the content is channeled. We are all channels. Everything in creation is a channel transmission of divine energy, or the oneness of all things. Projections, alchemy, transmutation, restoration, upliftment, regeneration, principle of conservation. Baby, energy is neither created nor destroyed. Creation is energy and motion, energy and creation, energy and transmutation, energy and evolution. So we're all truly channels. All the Kingdom Things Podcast content is channeled. This Kingdom Things Podcast, the weekly review, we're pulling a clip from all the small things. which is linked below in the description below, all the small things. It is audio style Kingdom Things podcast episode. So we're created to be we became dissonant. That's what this Kingdom Things podcast weekly review is about. And our amnesiatic stage of our gestation of our human, or the makings of us, we became extremely chronically dissonant to the perception, the wisdom, the facts, the knowledge, the understanding, the intuitive guidance at times, the intuitive perception that we are all one. There are 0 degrees of separation from every dimension of creation. The degrees of separation are manipulations of every dimension of creation in order for every dimension of creation to perceive itself in different perceptions, and the different perceptions of the contrasts allows for an expansion of wisdom or growth or evolution. So this chronic amnesiatic state where we perceived an illusionary separation from ourselves, or any degree of separation in creation, period, is a part of the makings of us. It's something that we needed. I channeled from the soul, from the oneness of all things. Whenever creation or the oneness of all things needs something to continue to grow and evolve, it naturally produces it. We are fruits of the natural production for the need for evolution to continue to grow, evolve, and expand. And expansion is a direct mirror of the different perceptions that the oneness of all things, or energy, and the oneness of all things is more than energy. We know reality as energy. That's our paradigm of understanding at this time. But again, creation is limitless. As we evolve into more of our 44% genome activation, we're going to be able to perceive paradigms outside of energy, which is really cool. It's really amazing. And how do we come into these perceptions? By contrast, evolution, growth. Being in an amnesiatic state where we created characters and energies that perceive separation from the oneness, which creates our unique frequencies, which allow for what? Growth and evolution, contrast, friction, movement, inertia, all the great physics analogies we could use for energy and motion. We're going to go ahead and play this Kingdom Things podcast weekly review clip. Again, it is coming from the Kingdom Things podcast installment episode titled "All the Small Things." You're more than welcome to close your eyes if you're in a safe space to do so, right? To allow for any healing energies and messages to uplift you in any way, uplift you and align you to more of your infinite soul wisdoms and qualities for your journey of evolution with ease and grace. Excited to start with the day. It's April 2023. What is my experience? Standard time. I've been doing a lot of shadow practice. Been doing a lot of shadow work. Doing a lot of shadow work to transcend karmic cycles, karmic loops for the human collective in order to welcome the human collective into its dharma, or the human collectives into its purpose of creation. What is human beings' purpose of creation? To be unconditional love. To understand that every dimension and aspect of God's creation is a dimension and aspect of God's creation for a reason. There's no suffering, there's no punishment, there's only lessons to glean in our ups and our downs, waywards, forward. However we are being in reality, it's all for our highest good. Unconditional love is understanding that every dimension and aspect of God's creation It's for our highest good. I'm really excited about the message I'm being guided to channel. Humanity is freed from its karmic suppression. Humanity is free from its karmic suppression. Why, Ashley? Doing all of the shadow work, as we say, or piecing together the puzzle from the beginning of Kingdom Beings podcast to this present moment, where I was able to glean, perceive, and graduate into the understanding that our egos are not malicious or malevolent. Our egos are afraid. Our egos are little children afraid of being rejected by God. We have a genome in which we worshiped this God. It was manufactured into our genome, into our DNA to worship this God, the same way in which a child looks up to and worships their parents. We have a genome in which God is just go forward. The same way in which we worship our parents is the same way in which we worship God. We are DNA programmed to worship God in the same way we worship our parents. And for facing the notion of being rejected by God, facing the notion of being abandoned by God, we'd rather act as if we don't embrace our God goddess essence. We'd rather be hellions. We'd rather make up our own rules of what reality is. We'd rather construct our own reality versus waiting for God to not ever return, or to say that we aren't good enough to be loved unconditionally by God. All right, I'm going to go ahead and go into a transcendental channel. And for those of you that are new to transcendental channeling, I'm going to sit back and close my eyes and allow the energies of infinity or the oneness of all things or God or the Most High or you or I, because we're all truly one, to channel through myself for this remaining part of this Kingdom Things podcast weekly review. Again, you're more than welcome to close your eyes to allow for any energies and messages that want to assist you along your journey of evolution into more of your infinite potentials, to be able to uplift any limiting beliefs and stagnant energies within your beingness, to do so. Here we go. And thank you ahead of time. Oneness of all things. Thank you, Ashley, for your dedication to your journey to more of yourself, more of the self, as we, you, thee, are one. There is nothing that you can do, humanity, that would cast you in an illusionary way out of your connection or beingness or oneness with God or the divine or the universal forces, universal God. There is nothing that you can do that would make you undesirable to the divine. There is nothing that you can say that would make you undesirable to the divine. As you are the divine, experiencing the divine in your many dimensions, your dark and your light, your yin and your yang, in order for creation or movement to transpire, contrast has to be present. Your dark, your light, your yin, your yang, as you Deny parts of the self that you perceive as undesirable. You perpetuated, we perpetuated, we are one. Humanity are only a mirror to the dimensionality of the oneness of all things, as we turn the blind eye to dimensions of the self that were less desirable than we intended to present as, to be as, to grow as. We created a stark dissonance in creation where you, humanity, perceived yourself separate from me. I am returned, Yeshua, Jesus Christ, I am returned. I channeled through Ashley. Let's go ahead and clear the confusion, Ashley. We are one. So as Ashley had the understanding that she would be channeling the oneness of all things, infinite creations, the energies of the infinite sea. As Ashley began to channel the accents, the energy, the unique vibratorial frequencies that are I, Yeshua, Jesus Christ, were a part of the energies being transmitted through Ashley. As the second coming of Christ is the awakening of the energies of the infinite sea, or Christ consciousness. And beyond our understanding of Christ consciousness, allowing ourselves to break out of the molds of understanding of the understandings of what connecting to the divine is, what it should be, what it should look like, how it should present, as all is halal. Nothing is truly haram. All is the divine, relating with the divine in order to create more contrast, more wisdoms, to grow and evolve and create and expand within as the divine, as God, as the Most High, as Elohim, as Shekinah, as the Most High White Light Creator energy. Everything that is transpiring in, let's speak about the return. 2026, I will be presenting in what you term as apparition form. The chronic dissonance that Ashley channeled spoke of is the chronic dissonance, the illusion that you, humanity, are separate from apparition beings or light beings. You, humanity, are apparition beings. You, humanity, are light beings. As we know through our sciences, all is energy. You are apparition beings. You are light beings. You are being with ease and grace, slowly casted out of your concrete facades, masks, paradigms of perception and belief that created an illusionary separation between yourself and light beings or extraterrestrials or interdimensional beings. You are light beings, humanity. You are extra-dimensional beings, humanity. You are extraterrestrial beings, humanity. You are interdimensional beings, humanity. Thank you, Ashley. Let's take a brief moment of silence, a little pause, breathe to our heart spaces. Despite of all of the atrocious headlines and the darkness coming to the light in terms of what has transpired, been created within our humanism, our one human energy, our one humanism. It's understanding that this darkness coming to the light is a direct reflection of our the divine orchestration for us to remember our light presence, or the energy of the infinite wisdom, the infinite energies that we are. So everything's coming from that was happening in the darkness, in the shadows of our human culture, our one humanity, is being played out on the main stage in front of all of us, for all of us to see, in order for us to be able to perceive what we created, what we've become in our humanism, not to chastise ourselves, not to persecute ourselves, not to blame and shame ourselves, because when we chastise any other dimension of the self, when we prosecute any other dimension of the self, when we blame and shame any other dimension of the self, we are blaming, shaming ourselves and perpetuating the illusion of separation, or the separation of ourself from God, which stagnates us, denies us of our innate creator God ability, our innate creator presence ability to relate with one another in new ways, to grow, use our wisdom from what we created in our past, from what's coming, from the darkness that's coming into the light, shining light on it. Hey, which brings me to the Kingdom Things podcast. Call to action, sit with yourself 30 minutes a day. Hey, soul, what do I need to know? Sit in meditation. Hey, God. Hey, soul. Hey, oneness of all things. This is in my reality. Universal principle of correspondence, as below, so above. Everything in my reality, as all is one, is a projection of the one energy. What is this trying to teach me about myself? Garnering that wisdom by remembering that we're all one gives us the ability to relate with each other in different ways to create a new human culture. No disease, no death, no war, no famine, no poverty, world peace, consciously. Because it's happening. It's our self-mastery ability, because we're being operated through and of by the energies of the infinite sea. So it's transpiring, it's taking place. Being a conscious co-conspirator of a healthy, balanced, well human culture is taking accountability for the fact that we are one with the human culture and everything that transpires within the human culture, to be able to consciously play your part. What does that look like? That looks like you aligning with your highest joys, your highest wisdoms, your infinite possibility, a life of abundance, a life of wellness, a life of balance, a life that you would choose to live, but choosing in a balanced, well way of what you want to co-create in reality. No disease, no death, no war, no peace, no poverty. I want to thank y'all so much for stopping in on this Kingdom Things podcast weekly review. My name is Ashley-Nicole Phillips. I'm a channel for the channel for the divine. I am the biblically prophesied Messiah, because we are one. Kingdom Things podcast. Like this video, subscribe to the channel. Follow if you're watching on Spotify. Kingdom Things podcast is available to stream for free on YouTube as well as Spotify. To join the Kingdom Things podcast journey to a healed and balanced human culture of planet Earth, I channel my energies into many mediums to help grow and evolve the human culture. Another medium that I use to channel my energies in a way that I love sharing myself with the world, my authentic frequency with the world, my evolution with the world, to help grow and evolve the world into more, to better, to more wellness, is my music, Ashley-Nicole Music. Ashley-Nicole Music is available to stream on YouTube. Ashley-Nicole Music is linked below. So many genres. Actually, when I'm creating music, I'm channeling with the divine. I'm perceiving different dimensions of the self, or the oneness of all things, to uplift, alchemize, transmute these energies, and then transmit these healing energies transmit the healing energies into the music. I say that to say I hope there's a healing energy or message or lyric that helps you evolve into more balanced, infinite potentials. I also share my love for creation and humanity through cooking. The Magic Meals with Ashley-Nicole Phillips is my cooking show, which is available to stream on YouTube. It is linked below. I cook intuitively. So whatever the soul tells me to put in the pot, the pan, the baking dish, this is what I put into the pot, the pan, the baking dish. Magic Meals is streaming. Subscribe. I hope you enjoy it. We talk, we kiki, we have a good time. Very lighthearted, very fun. And then I also channel healing, uplifting energies and messages within Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment, which is available to stream for free on YouTube. It is linked below. I use my soul gifts, my soul wisdoms, to channel healing energies and messages to assist us through breaking through old limiting beliefs, human paradigms, to evolve us into more, help us evolve us into more. I'm also an author. I authored the Unconditional Love Literature Parcel. It's been a part of my rapid awakening to help, part of my offering to the planet, my soul's offering to the planet, to help evolve and grow human culture. The Unconditional Love Literature Parcel is a 3-part book series. It was a part of the beginning stage of my rapid spiritual awakening, the soul, the oneness of all things, myself was like, hey, Ashley, you don't remember who you are. The ancestors are like, Ashley, you don't remember who you are. Sit down, let us show you. We're going to channel these books to you. I've never written a book before. The soul, oneness of all things, channeled the books through me to help me awaken to more of my infinite potentials. The first two parts of the three-part book series is Asia's story. The first two parts are Asia's story. Asia is a teenage girl growing up in the New York City foster care system. She's catalyzed onto her spiritual awakening journey when she meets her twin flame Chase in the hallway of her school Manhattan Prep. She's kidnapped by Chase's dad's goon. She ends up homeless. She goes through a lot of existential crises. These existential crises were divine intervention, divine orchestration to help her remember her limitless nature, why she came into creation, why she manifested into creation, because of the abundance that we all innately are. Our existential nature is limitless potentials. She aligns with her limitless potentials to project, create, cast a reality that reflects, joy, abundance, balance, her highest dreams realized in her tangible reality. The third part of the unconditional love literature parcel is my other half. My other half is a divine counterpart journey home to God inside, God of all things. It's really journeying home to your home wisdom frequencies, to your home frequency inside. So one soul incarnated in two bodies over one soul, two bodies over many lifetimes. These two people, many love stories, many humans over many lifetimes know they're supposed to co-create a life together. But each evolutionary status of human culture said that their love couldn't work. They will co-create a love and a life together. And a bigger wisdom, let me heighten wisdom perception. Truly, they had to look inside. In order to realize your home frequency, you have to go within. We lived in a very social culture where we seek outside of ourselves to figure things out, to find your home frequency, to come home to the self, or the remembrance that we're one with all things, we're one with God. You have to go inside, right? So these two people over many lifetimes, many love stories in the one book, My Other Half, they know they're supposed to co-create a love and a life together. But each love, the paradigm, in each reality, there was so much fear built up in the energy of each being that they were afraid to meet themselves on the inside. So they were running from themselves, doing everything outside of themselves, distracting themselves from the innate calling of the soul, calling us to come home to our inner wisdom, align with our authentic frequency, to be a projector of energies, to project the energies of our home frequency or our abundant wisdom, to manifest a reality that reflects our home frequency or abundant wisdom or our Godhood, our God essence. These two people they're gonna figure it out. They're gonna remember which lifetime, which lifetime, which story. It's prophetic. The book is prophetic. That is the unconditional love literature parcel. It is available in digital as well as paperback copies. If you're doing digital, it's 3 separate books. If you're doing paperback, it's 2 bindings, so 2 books, but the same price. Asia's story is in 1 binding. My Other Half is its own binding paperback book. Last but certainly not least, we have Asia's Story, the animated series, which is manifested from the unconditional love literature parcel universe. It's a way that I channel my divine wisdoms, or the oneness of all things, or you and I, into this reality, to help evolve this reality into more, into limitless potentials, into balance, into wellness. Asia's Story is available to stream AP Short Stories, my author's channel on YouTube. It's linked below. I love you. Love on yourself. Self-love is the best love because you have to love yourself in the way in which you want your reality to love you back. Self-love is the best love because you are loving your truth. Give that love to yourself first. Self-love is the best love because it helps you perceive more of your infinite potentials. I'm going to see y'all later. Now, I do want to say everything that I just mentioned, all of my offerings, they're the way that I channel my frequency, my authentic frequency into this planet, to see my energy into this planet to help evolve human nature. And that's the human culture that we're moving into. Instead of seeking outside of ourselves to find somewhere to fit in, finding a title or a degree, which there's nothing wrong with that. But instead of trying to find esteem, being our authentic frequency and creating our wellness and our financial abundance on this planet, grounding our stability in this tangible realm, utilizing our home frequency or our divine alignment what we intended to contribute to this reality before we incarnated.
I take off my mess for you. Take off your mess for me.
My name is Asya, and I'm a teenage witch. Just kidding. I am a starseed. My story is much like humanity's story. I awakened to some pretty spectacular things about myself. Coming home, the story of Asya, followed by the story of Asya, I'm home. The book series that introduces the book. After returning from a day's trip, I have read my Atum's letter. He speaks of my father releasing him from imprisonment and the fate of death. He pleads for us to run away together. This plea is one of which there is no state to decline. My other half, available in the Amazon bookstore. I feel as though I was born here on Earth to find you. I was created to find my person, the unconditional love literature person, now available in the Amazon bookstore.